They're not putting a lot of effort into making them pretty, because at the end of the day, making things pretty is not about teaching and learning. But being able to distribute some of the core content to the students and then have them update and annotate those materials on their own is actually pretty powerful. But then if you're one of these teachers that's fortunate to have a one-to-one classroom where every student has a laptop or a slate computer, and maybe they're all using OneNote and you've got a wireless network, then what you can do as a teacher is you can actually go out and share a particular session for all the students. So here I am in PowerPoint now. I can go into the academic tab and I can say start session. And what this now does is it launches a tool called Interactive Classroom. And the Interactive Classroom basically goes out across the wireless network and it publishes this particular session to everybody. So if you're on the wireless network here now, Sky City, you would be able to join this particular session directly from OneNote. So here I am as a teacher. I can go in and I can literally grab my pen out of my laptop. I could go grab my pen here and I could literally draw on that, and that will flow through to my students on their slides. So to give you a sense of what that would look like, I can hop in here into OneNote now. I can go join session. It's going to ask me then for the name of the session I'm joining, and here's one for my class, and I may have a password if you wanted to keep it to your students only. Press join, and I'm going to join anyway. And what it will now do is create an individual OneNote page for each of the slides that the teacher is presenting. And any of the edits that are being made to the slide, any of the annotations that are being made will also come through. As you can see here, we've got an annotation as well. So I could go into this particular area here. I could insert recordings, I could insert images, I could create my own notes in as a student and annotate basically so I've got better understanding and richer understanding of my personal notebook, but using the teacher's material as a bit of a starting point. So a very simple tool called Interactive Classroom, and it's one of the things that I mentioned here on the blog that we've got. Another one is Ribbon Hero. So if I launch Ribbon Hero, and I'm just going to type Ribbon Hero here. Ribbon Hero is basically a game. You can download this game and it teaches you how to use Microsoft Office. So I start off with a bit of a video clip. It tells you the history of clipping, if you remember clipping. So let's flow through there. And then what it will do is it will give us activities and tasks that we can actually complete. So we can go through here and complete an activity. I can go through. And so this is a PowerPoint activity. So change the table shape from a square to a round. So I don't know how to do that. I need a hint. So I can go select the square table. Okay, I think I've done that now. On the format, choose drawing tools. So I can look under the format tab and I can choose my drawing tools. If I can find it, would be good. Here it is. And I might do it here. And it says edit shape. So edit shape, change shape, oval. I can even find where I'm going now. Where is it? Now I'm the one blind. Okay, maybe I'm going to need more hints. Sorry. I failed dismally at my own demo. How bad is this? Check the table. Okay, yeah. Format, drawing tools tab. Yeah, got it. On the left. Ah, here we go. Now I know what I'm doing. One more hint. Change. There we go. There we go. Now I get the balloons. I think I had a bit of stage fright happening there. But there you go. Very simple. Thank you for the words of encouragement. I love that with teachers. They always encourage bad behaviour, or good behaviour, I should say. So that's Ribbon Hero. Let's just jump out and see a few other things here. So we've also got a tool called the Learning Suite. And the Learning Suite is a free download. It's available through the Partners in Learning network. And it really brings together a number of these applications in one place. So I've created a tab over here. It's called Learning Suite. But within that, there's actually a launcher. And what I'm going to do is actually load that one up so you can see it. And the Learning Suite allows you to download all of these free utilities with basically one click. So whether it be something like auto collage or photo gallery or getting out into flashcards with links, you can basically, in one click, launch these. So if I take auto collage as an example, auto collage is a very simple tool that allows you to point the computer to a folder with some photographs in it. So I'm just going to hop over here into a sample documents folder, and I've got some pictures from Taronga Park Zoo in Sydney, Australia. And you can see my pictures of the animals that I took at the zoo. And I'm just going to press in one click the create button. It's going to look at all of those particular pictures and try to find the faces in them if it's an animal with a face. and do its best job of creating a montage. And that montage will look at the combination of several of those photos into one single beautiful image that could be made the background. Pretty cool. So you can actually go and customise this. You can see here the gorilla's head's lost a little bit. So you can actually go and make some changes to make sure it's a centre image and so on. But the main thing here is that you've got little children that might only be 4 or 5 years of age in a preschool that could very quickly create a montage at every single age level, or you could even use it for a yearbook or an excursion note or whatever the case might be. So very, very simple tool, and one that's part of the learning suite. For those of you that are maybe more a maths teacher or a science teacher, there's a number of tools that we've got available. The first one is the maths calculator. And so the maths calculator is a full scientific calculator. You can do graphing, 3D plotting, and what I love is equation solving. So you could put 2x plus 7 equals 13 as an example, and it's going to go and give me the solution that x equals 3. Now you might say, yeah, but what we do as teachers is we get people to do the working out so we can tell if they're cheating or not. Well, the bad news is that this particular tool will also give the students all of the working steps as well. And if you're solving, for example, a simultaneous equation, you've got different methods you can use to solve it. Guess what? You can actually look at it using different methods as well. But the key point here is it's not about just deriving the answer, but it's actually helping students at their own time, their own place, and their own pace to be able to understand where they're perhaps making mistakes as they try to work out those problems and solve them. And so Microsoft Mathematics as a free tool helps those students and teachers to be able to increase that understanding around important topics like solving equations and algebra and so on. So it's a great graphing calculator as well. In the interest of time, I think we'll move on to some of the other tools. For those of you that are maybe doing a few other more simple things, maybe you want to set a worksheet and print it out for your students based on a set of problems, then you could also put some problems here. So 2x plus 7 minus 14 equals 81, and I want to create a bunch of problems. So it's going to look at that problem and create similar problems of a similar level of complexity directly within Microsoft Word. I haven't generated that, the program has generated that. And that can become a simple handout that you can give out to your students. And of course, as teachers, you'll need the answers, so there they are. Hopefully you don't give the second page to your students, but the idea is it's just a simple tool. It's just something that we're sure you'll pick up and take advantage of. There are a number of other things here. We could look at PhotoSynth, for example, which is a web tool that allows you to take multiple photographs. The PhotoSynth software will actually stitch all of those photos together and put them through into a single panorama. So hopefully the internet's working reasonably well, and we get some good speed here. And one of the things I learned last week is the Sydney Harbour Bridge is celebrating its 80th birthday. And in fact, I had the pleasure of climbing it last Thursday myself. And here's a bunch of PhotoSynth galleries that students have created. I might want to pick one of them. Let's just pick the first one up the top here. This will be a stitch up of a number of individual photos taken of the bridge. And I can literally hop in here. I have my mouse working. Maybe not. There we go. I can browse through. I can move left. I can zoom through, and so on. So the idea here is we just want to make it really easy to navigate an image like the Harbour Bridge. But you can create these yourself. The students can do this at the school, playground, the front of office, the library. Could be an excursion. And these all can be uploaded and you can just search for them. You'd be surprised, you can pretty well search in most locations and you'll find that people have uploaded images. So just putting in Auckland, for example, there's 212 individuals since that are there. Auckland Harbour, Sky City Tower, and so on. There's a number of tools and resources there. So moving back down here, we've got a few others. So on the web tool side, Montage is one that I really love. What Montage does is it allows you to create a newspaper layout of a web page, pulling resources in from multiple places. And so you might give your students, for example, a topic to explore. I did one yesterday which was on the Airbus A380, because I'm a bit of a plane nut, as Jane Macker will testify, she's in the room. And what I did was basically built in 3 seconds my own gallery here about the Airbus A380. And to show you why I believe this is so simple, if we put in a search term, and let's say it's Maori culture, and we had a wonderful experience this morning with the welcome, we can actually go out and it will do a search and it will give me different newspaper layouts that I might want to have. And I might say, yep, I like that one, and they're exporting resources in using Bing, using Twitter, and other online feeds to create my own page. What I can also do is I can publish that. So I could choose to add some tag words. I could choose to post it to Twitter or to Facebook and let other people see it, and basically share it. Didn't log in here, but I might quickly do it if we have time. Just so you can see it working, continue. And I could, it's obviously the first time I've used it, so we do that, all done.